Guys, I just watched Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead, and I don't know why, but damn, I love it. It's great. But first, my name is Tyler, and I love film. So my boy Zack is back, and that's the fact. Okay, I'll stop rhyming. But Zack Snyder is back, and he has full creative control of this movie, especially he's a director of photography, screenwriter, and of course director. So that provides a lot of advantages and disadvantages for this movie. But I'm not really here to complain like everybody else, because it's weird. Things that other people, or at least the internet, seem to love, I seem to not love as much. And things the internet seems to loathe, like Zack Snyder, I seem to adore, like Zachy, my baby. So, since now I kind of have to really get into the video, man, I don't know what people were complaining about. I don't know what the low ratings were for. I don't know what the eye rolls were for, but I love this movie. It's great. First of all, the direction of this film is unique, and some shots in this film are beautiful. Like, I actually liked how he blurred the background so you can only focus on the characters. Recently, with his last two films, he's been making weird aesthetic choices with his film that the general audience does not like. And yeah, sometimes the blur in the back gets annoying. And sometimes in Justice League, yeah, I dig how freaking looked like it's filmed like Full Metal Jacket or on a phone. It gets kind of annoying, but I think it also adds to the film at some points. And Zack Snyder said he did it to create fear, to make everything around more mysterious, and it definitely worked. Also, like in all Zack Snyder movies, the action is fantastic. The action in this film is really unique. I loved how he choreographed everything with the Zeus, especially with how the zombies fought, how they walked, which, yeah, actually, first, I keep ranting about this movie. I love it so much, how much work went into the zombies, but back to the action. The action is, of course, fantastic. It's so much fun when it needs to be. It's dark, and and it has a lot of impact. His slow-mos are pretty good. And especially when stuff starts to go down with Dave Bautista in the casino, like, the action just shines in this film. It's so bloody, it's so glorious, it's just awesome. It's everything you want. It's everything you want from zombie combat. It feels like the best zombie video games and TV shows and zombie media put into one film, and the action definitely shows it. And, of course, the choreography is fantastic, like I said. I don't know what more I could say about it that I didn't just say. But also the cinematography is great. That kind of goes with the direction, but there's some really cool shots in this film, some things that a lot of people really like. If you want to see a collage of that, then go to the YouTube channel Amazing Shots and watch the video on Zack Snyder's filmography and Army of the Dead. It really inspires me to make short films and helps me study good cinematography so I can develop my own. Also, the mythos or mythology of this film is so engaging, interesting, and original. It really adds depth to Zack Snyder's zombie universe. I mean, it's so interesting. Like, I love the fact that the zombies have hierarchies, that they can breed. The zombie virus being an alien parasite. Area 51 coming into the picture. UFOs, time loops, the zombies being aliens. Just the mythos it helps with the world building and just adds depth to the film. Okay, now we're going to get into the actual film itself, and not just all of the jazz and glamour. So this film is surprising, first of all. The last 40 minutes of this film is pure thrill. Like, from a neck snap of a main character to a death of another to the end scene. It's pure thrill. The stakes are high in this movie. Main characters die. Actually, most of the main characters die, and the entire world is at risk. There were many times where this film caught me off guard, surprised me, and raised stakes even further, through the roof to the moon. Like I said, the world building is phenomenal. Like I also said, this movie is perfect for zombie fans. Everything you want to see in a zombie movie, everything you haven't seen, everything you didn't know you wanted to see. Every aspect is in this film and more. It's a perfect zombie film, and I love it for that. Throughout the film, we build connections to these characters. That was a lie. That's one of the faults of this film. You don't really connect with these characters. You connect with the ideas of these characters and what they've been through, but it's never thoroughly developed. Plenty of things are skipped over. That's one of my only problems with the film. But again, the beginning and montage of this film is fantastic. I love how it's filmed. It tells so many other zombie stories in one. This is how films should do things. Instead of cramming multiple plot lines into something, they should do a montage or just something like maybe in the credits show all their different ideas. Like do something where you get everything you wanted to get out. And also, Dave Bautista in this role is actually really heartfelt and a compelling lead. Okay, I'm going to get my very few negatives about the film away. A common criticism of this film is that it makes no sense. I completely understood it. Another common criticism, again, I'm going to bring this up, is the direction and how the background is blurred. Sometimes that could get annoying, but not really. The more common criticisms, a few of these I agree with. The length and pacing of this film. I thought the pacing was fine. It was slow at some points, but it wasn't too bad. And I had no problem with the runtime. I thought it ran perfectly. My second biggest problem with this film, I was about to say biggest, but second biggest problem with this film is how it ends with, I forget his name, the muscular dude who was pushed into the vault and saved from the nuclear explosion. How he gets bit and sends it to the world. That was the ending of the film. That should have been a credit scene. It would have been so much more impactful if after Dave Bautista's daughter kills him, you just cut to black. There's a great shot that and maybe like a wide shot. There's a great shot that would be fantastic to end the film on. I mean, it would make the film so much better. At least make you feel like you went on a journey. And that just little thing would have made the film so much better and feel so much more impactful. And you guys all know how much I love impact and power in films. My only other problem with this film, and again, there are very few. There's maybe three I've had. Yeah, three. Which are the pacing out, some points, the one I just said in this one, is... Yeah, you don't build connection with the characters. It's not as thematic as Zack Snyder's other films, and deaths don't have as much impact. It's a lot of shock value, but not for the sake of shock value. And it's not like Snyder goes over the top too much. Some things are a little extra, but that just adds to the charm of this film that I love, and the film that is great. Also, the villains in this film you fear and are pretty terrifying. You really hate the scumbag dude who leaves them for dead, and the zombie, and Zeus, the zombie king, the alpha zombie. He was pretty scary. Like I said, there's not too much character development. It's very minor. Some minor characters have good character development, but otherwise, it's not as thematic as Snyder's other films, but it wasn't trying to be. Overall, this movie is insanely fun. And we need more movies like this. I love this movie. It was a blast. I'd love to watch it again. It's in because I'm currently making a list of my favorite movies of all time. This film is definitely up there. Overall, I give this film an 8.7 out of 10.